Te reo ererangi o te mānia. This episode was produced in Otatahi by Plains Media, with support from New Zealand On Air.
Kia ora and welcome to Emergence News. Haere mai. On this radio podcast, we focus on the political and the spiritual, and it's difficult not to notice or acknowledge the chaos, conflict and polarisation that exists not just in politics but also in public opinion. Currently, we are leaving the age of Pisces. We are departing one era and gradually entering a new time, the age of Aquarius. So the age of individualisation, Pisces, is departing. And the energies of cooperation and group work are gaining in influence as the Aquarian era arrives. So right now, we are living on Earth where these conflicting energies still both exist. So if this explanation piques your interest, we suggest you study the 7 rays or listen to some of our archived podcasts. If you have any questions on the 7 rays, you can contact us on our Substack site at Emergence News, or you can email Plains Media in Christchurch, New Zealand. Now, we're on Earth at this interesting time, aren't we, Peter? And according to information that you've read over the years, some of us we put our arms up to be here at this time.
That's right. This is what the masters say, actually, that there's been a clamouring of souls wanting to be here at this juncture, at this changing from Pisces into Aquarius.
I've changed my mind.
Too late. Sorry about that, John.
Did we realise when we put our arm up what an uncomfortable ride it would be?
I need to go back.
Yes, but of course we made that decision as souls. And so we don't have the personality problems.
And soul, at soul level, there is no fear.
That's right. Yeah. We're immortal.
But when we're incarnated with both feet firmly on the ground here on planet Earth, John,
we are knee deep in fear.
We're knee deep, well, even deeper in fear.
I tell you what I find interesting about this transition from Piscean, which is individualisation,
Ray 6, to
Aquarian, which is
Ray 7,
and also synergistic sharing, and that idea
of unity and cooperation.
Yeah, unity and cooperation. So we have 2 polarizations on the planet: me people and we people. Me people are I think I'm practicing here, Piscean focused, and we people are Aquarian focused.
So humanity is at a historic crossroads right now.
Yeah.
And that's what we put our arm up for, was it, Peter?
Yes.
It's an exciting time.
Well, I don't know if I agreed to come with you two, though. I don't know if I got a lot of choice in that.
Interesting choice.
As I said to someone the other day, I said, maybe at some distant point in some ancient time, we stood at the same altar together.
Yes. Do you have other friends other than us, do you?
Well, he goes back a long way, John.
We did. We and Cream has talked about we incarnate in groups.
That's right.
And I bet sitting here now, you can think of individuals in your life that you have some sort of relationship with that transcends the
personalities.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it would have to in some cases.
Yeah. You know, when you get to a certain age, Peter, I think you can look back over your life and see those people in your history who have an importance to you that their personality or that this life doesn't seem to encompass.
Yes, that's right.
And that's got to be your karmic group, your incarnating group, right?
Travelling together.
Travelling together, yep.
Yes, because Cream talks about group consciousness and travelling together. He hints at that, and the Master DK, he hints at that all the time, doesn't he? that travelling spiritual development, because that's why we put our hands up. Let's be honest about it. That's why we decided we were, as you said, Peter, clamouring to be here at this time. It's actually a privilege. Doesn't always feel like it, but it's a privilege because it gives us enormous scope to grow.
Yes, that's the thing. It's about the growth is the key
potential
point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential there for a lot of us. And you can see that with the young ones coming through. They're giving our political and economic structures a nudge, aren't they?
Well, it doesn't make sense to them, so they don't participate.
Yeah.
And so voting numbers globally in most modern Western democracies are dropping because particularly the young people are going, this is a farce. This is a false system. This is more smoke and mirrors than anything else. So they're not participating. And I think a lot of youth crime is around an inability to connect with this society. So there's an element of rebellion there.
So we need the Greta Thunbergs or the Joan of Arcs,
Yep.
you know, these youngsters who are probably high initiates, in fact, light bearers.
To lead the way. And I think, Peter, you've brought to us some information on young people who are outstanding musicians. You know, we can see all over social media, you know, and I often criticise social media, but there are some good aspects where you can see young people demonstrating incredible skill and talent, and they're the future. And, you know, and they're just not fitting into the current paradigm because it's not fit for purpose.
Not anymore.
For this age.
No.
Not anymore.
No, it's outdated.
Yeah.
What are you looking at today, Peter? I noticed you walked into the studio this morning with a Share International magazine, and it's firmly fixed on what page?
Yes, well, it's page 8, actually, just before the one that John did last time. Hidden Truth, Forbidden Knowledge. It's a book by Dr. Stephen Greer, and it's been 20 years ago that it was actually written, but he's got a foot firmly in the spiritual path, and also has had contact with various aspects of our space brothers, which is really exciting. And I pulled out a book that I've had some time. It's called Inside the Spaceships by Adamski.
Now, George Adamski, what do you know about him, John?
George Adamski, Cream's talked about him a lot, and he features his story in some of the excerpts from his books, feature in Share International magazines. I haven't looked on the Share International website to see if they have anything on George Adamski, but Cream has talked about him a lot. The other thing I find interesting, Peter, is that book looks older than you do.
It's had a better history.
It's got masking tape
Did
on
you
it, John.
backpack around the world with that one in a bag somewhere? Look at the state of it.
Where did you go in your youth? Guinea, was it?
Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea in your youth?
Yeah.
Did it go with you, that one? Because it's all taped up with duct tape.
No, well, actually, it was Shafir's book, who used to be on our radio
And
program.
Shafir's older than you are.
Yeah.
Now
no,
things
she's
start
not.
to make
No,
sense.
nobody can go to that old.
I think we have Adam and Eve still with us. The original people.
Oh, very good. What an analogy.
Yeah. But
Are you familiar with the Rift Valley there, Peter?
No, well, I don't know whether he goes into it. Not in the latest thing, but he was just. He's on board of one of the motherships at this point, and he's talking with it's a Venusian mothership, and he's talking about a picture up on the wall of a huge mothership.
This is Adamski talking.
This is
it?
Adamski talking, and anyway, he's saying he doesn't need to ask questions because they pick up his thoughts and just answer what he's thinking. So
now,
it might be a bit disconcerting.
It's important to note here that George Adamski, roughly when was he born? When did he die?
Well, he was. I think he was European, but he lived in on Mount Palomar in California.
Oh, okay.
And he had his own 6-inch telescope there, and he used to see these UFOs whizzing by. And but he had a particularly strong intuition with regard to these things, and they used to communicate with him. In fact, he was given communication to meet them at a certain hotel in Los Angeles, and he would go there and meet the people. And they said they'd been watching him for some time because his intuition was so strong. In other words, they could arrange a meeting with him with his intuition flourishing, and he'd be there and they'd be there. And
Benjamin Creme, author Benjamin Creme, he, in one of his books, Maitreya's Mission, Volume 3, he's identified as a 2.2, or no, it's actually exact 2-degree initiate. So he's quite an evolved individual.
That's right, yes, yeah.
He published a number of books.
Yes, well, the first one was Spaceships Have Landed, and he met the people from, I think they were from Venus, but the interesting point is that these spaceships have people from all our planets. You know, they could be from Mars or Saturn or
Venus.
They regard the spaceships as being part of the common property, you might say. Yeah. And they developed these spaceships there. And, of course, as Benjamin Creme has said, Mars is actually populated, but, of course, they don't have a dense physical body. Mm-hmm. They have just an etheric body. And so, you know, we can look at planets and say, oh, it's not suitable for humans. Well, actually, if you have just use your etheric body, you could live on any of the planets.
But it's not suitable for humans because we're not evolved enough. That's why it's not suitable for humans.
Yes.
So when we look at Mars, all we're seeing is the bare bones of the planet because life there is in higher levels of etheric energy.
That's right. Yeah.
So we can't see it.
Yeah.
And Benjamin Creme, just to give the big picture here, especially if you're listening to us for the first time, Benjamin Creme says, John, that our space brothers and sisters are actually our friends.
We live in a benign, cooperative solar system.
Mm.
In fact, I've used this analogy before. The solar system's a very nice street, and we're the junkyard neighbour. You know, our house is the one with car wrecks. Yeah, our house is the one with car wrecks on the front lawn. We're burning rubbish fires in a 40-gallon drum out the back.
Dripping oil.
Yeah, there's smoke pouring out. Where, you know, the grass is knee deep. We've got pit bull dogs in the front yard barking at everybody.
Loud music.
We're constantly arguing and fighting and screaming and yelling. And the cops pull up 3 times a week. You know, that's
on a good week.
That's who we are. You know. And the solar system's a lovely street. We're just the worst neighbour. We're one of the primitive planets, right, Peter?
Well, yes, we're certainly...
Is that the term, primitive?
No. 7 of them are sacred planets, and we're not one of them.
7 of them are sacred. And clearly we are not, because warfare, the military-industrial complex, is the biggest industry on this planet.
Yes.
Killing each other. What are we good at? Killing each other. How do we do it? We kill each other.
Bombs and
starvation.
Rockets.
We're using starvation as well.
Just before you move on there, Peter, I've got a question for you. You talked about the fact that Earth is not a sacred planet. So Earth is on its own journey, and it goes through, 7 stages? And we're entering the 4th stage?
Everything's in 7. Yes, we're on the... 4th, at the depth, you might say. If we come in at a high point and we sink down to the materialistic point, and then we head back out to the spiritual, we're right at the bottom on number 4.
Yep.
And so we will evolve back to our spiritual heritage.
We're halfway. Benjamin Creme says we're halfway through the 4th round, so we're 3.5. And that's why things are the way they are.
Yes.
Difficult.
It's difficult. Well, because our logos, our God, is evolving.
That's right, yes.
And so the planet is the physical manifestation of that divine being.
That's right.
So that's evolving as well.
And I understand that he's recently taken an initiation, but we are the laggards as far as coming up to speed. We're the molecules that need speeding up. into our spiritual
keep up with them.
heritage. Yes.
How do you know that God's taken an initiation?
He and Hercules in the gym.
Yeah.
Who tells you? Who's your informant?
At the moment, John, it's secret.
He declined to reveal his sources.
He did not break under interrogation. Anyway, speaking of George Adamski, I've just gone into Google. I Googled George Adamski, and what comes up is the reappearance of the Christ and the Masters of Wisdom, which is Benjamin Creme's first book, 1980. Creme says, I worked very briefly with George Adamski during a visit he paid to this country, UK, and can vouch for the authenticity of his contacts from my own experience.
Yes.
So there is some, if you're
validation.
comfortable with Benjamin Creme as an oracle, there is some validation for George Adamski.
Right, yes. Yes, well, I mean, he's admiring this, Adamski's on this mothership, and he's admiring this picture on the wall. And one of the ladies from Venus says, well, actually, that's ours is only a small one. That one on the wall is bigger, but it's only small too. Ah. And that's only our one. She said that you're on now is only 2,000 feet long, right?
Yeah.
These other ones are several miles long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of them take a quarter of the population of a planet every 3 months and take them on a tour around like your cruise ships do on Earth.
Yeah.
And we are all part of the same community. It doesn't matter whether you're from Mars or Saturn or whatever planet you're from. And so this is the way they see things. It's completely... And this is exactly what Dr. Stephen Greer says in this article from Share International.
I saw some photos called Maitreya's Star. What's that about, Peter?
Yes, well, there's photographs there by the person that is doing this review. He's a Dutch
writer,
author. He's reviewing this book, and he's showing the photographs that he's taken of Maitreya's Star, and they're all different colours, as we know. I don't know if either you other guys have seen the Maitreya's Star at all.
No, but it's heralding the arrival and emergence of Maitreya.
That's right. Yeah, these 4 of these huge UFOs around the planet, and they appear from time to time, and go back to the sun to recharge. It obviously sounds like they've got batteries on board or something.
Are they lithium?
Similar.
They go back to the sun and recharge.
Yes.
Mm.
And so we have one of them in orbit at all times.
Yes.
And they're the size of 4 or 5 football fields.
That's right.
And I have no doubt that researchers and scientists and those others that are observing space, and more people are observing space than ever before, are completely aware of them. I've got no doubt.
But I've seen them regularly. There's one down the end of our drive on any clear night, and within a few seconds, they start changing colours and literally dance to my eyes in front of me. Yeah. It's absolutely amazing. And I used to take my wife out to see them. She's been dead 7 years now, but she used to poo-hoo the whole idea and said, you're just imagining things. And then she found she could go out, even when I wasn't there, and see this star when we were living at Prebbleton, and we were changing colours, and when you looked at it and concentrated on it, it started moving around.
Responding.
Amazing. Even my brother-in-law, who was a sceptic from way back, was telling me enthusiastically about it. Amazing. To make a difference to someone who is such a sceptic.
You are listening to Emergence News, and my word, what an interesting conversation this is. The book that you're referring to, is it an old publication, Peter?
It's 20 years old, Hidden Truth, Forbidden Knowledge, and Dr. Stephen Greer wrote this, and he is the brains behind the Disclosure Project. And he's trying to seamlessly connect the spiritual with the power play of politics and transcendent truths. He's actually got into meditation at a fairly young age, and he actually had a near-death experience when he had an infection, and this opened up a channel, and subsequently it became easy for him to shift from everyday mind, the mind of conscious linear thought, into unbounded mind and cosmic awareness. He took up transcendental meditation on his 18th birthday. You've done this, John, haven't you? Transcendental.
Yeah, I still do it. I meditated this morning. I got a TM this morning.
TM.
Yes. Do you find it alters your perspective on things?
I guess if there's any superpower that I have gained from TM, it is the ability to be calmer. I'm not calmest, I'm calmer. The ability to, between experience and reaction, I now have a bigger gap. And the other thing that it's enabled me to do is be much more observant. I'm much more observant and settled, and I see and hear things that other people don't.
Right.
And in my current role, it's made me very good at picking.
You train people, and that must be of enormous benefit to
picking people, communicating with people, and kind of, I guess, finding people's story out, because I can watch their twitches and their.
Yeah, well, the body doesn't lie, does it?
So it's made me more observant.
Yes. Okay.
It's interesting what you say about calmness. Bruce Lee, the famous martial arts, he travelled to America and did films and all sorts of things, didn't he? And he is often quoted on social media as saying, to remain calm at all times is the most powerful.
It's a superpower, I would think, and certainly, Peter, all Eastern philosophies talk about calming the mind.
That's right.
That is the key to all sorts of improved human behaviour.
Yes, so awareness is like the keynote, isn't it?
Yeah,
increasing your awareness.
Yeah. Yeah, and I talked at the last program about awareness, and I'll come back to that.
Yes.
That the calm mind, I think, enables soul contact.
Yes.
Better.
And better control over the astral.
And better control
center.
over the astral. But yeah, and Dwal Kul talks about that, that ability to be aware and be calm.
Yes.
And I think it's the next step for a lot of people in their personal growth is to find some technique.
And meditation is an excellent technique for that.
Yeah.
One of those techniques.
Yes.
It really does make a difference. And when Peter asked you what's a superpower that you've gained from TM, I would vouch, I've been meditating since the late 80s and just developing a calmness and respite. And sometimes it's a difficult world we live in at the moment. And if you can meditate regularly, it's like recharging the battery, isn't it?
It grows your perception. I would think that George Adamski and this author Greer have both developed calmness to grow the intuition, Peter.
Yes, and I think that this is picked up by these space brothers, someone that they can work with, someone who's open to these impressions and are willing to take them on board their ships.
But if we talk about free will and you are fearful, then they can't approach you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So you have to develop some degree of fearlessness. Not completely, but some degree of fearlessness, so that the mind calms down, so that you can be approached.
That's right.
They can't approach a fearful person.
No,
right, because that will infringe your free will.
That's right.
And that's sacrosanct. And for anybody that might be listening to this conversation and feeling a little sceptical, that's an important point. Our free will is sacrosanct. Even the masters are not allowed to infringe our free will.
And people ask, why doesn't Maitreya stop wars? Because he will not infringe our free will, and we choose to kill each other. We choose that violence is a legitimate political path. No one else does that. God doesn't make us kill each other.
This is Emergence News on Plains Media, broadcasting on 96.9 FM, streaming live and available as a podcast on plains.org.nz. For more information, go to shareinternational.org.
This is Emergence News, and just before we go, over to you, John. What are we looking on the next program?
Okay, the next program, I've already kicked off with the definition of self-realisation and the definition of spiritual. I'm going to dive back into glamour, and it's messy, people. It's really messy. And I'm going to spray glamour all over the ideas of being aware, being awake, and being open-minded, which is an article in the latest Share International. And I'll explain how awful I am at all of those things.